Hello, good morning. I am definitely running behind, so I know it can take a little bit for the feed to come through. So I'm using that time to set up my second camera here. I hope you're all doing well and you had a great holiday. I am wondering why this isn't going. So one exciting thing that happened to me over the holidays is that I cleaned up my work desk, my crafting desk. So I am like overcome with excitement. It just screams at me every day now that I have figured out how to get a little more real estate on my table. So let me see whether I can put this on here. Okay, can you see? Look at how clean it is. I even got all the marks off my table. Let me see whether I can fix this here. Okay, so if you're joining me live, say hello in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'll share some tips on cleaning gunk off your table because I did that over the holidays. I had some really relaxing days, a few relaxing days, and enjoyed time eating too much and just hanging out. I think I saw two different movies. I saw the Zootopia 2 and the Now You See Me, Now You Don't. Good morning, Gwyneth. Okay, so I am glad you are joining me live today. I have lots to share. I have updates of what's going on in the Stampin' Up! World and in my own little business. But what I'm super excited to share with you is a Lunar New Year card. That's the great thing about the holidays and lazy days is that's how I know I'm doing what I should be doing, because when I have free time, I want to come down and play with paper. And so I feel super blessed and lucky to have a hobby jobby that is something that I'd want to do, even if it wasn't a hobby jobby. So I came down and I played and I made this card and I loved it. And I wouldn't say Stampin' Up! Has like Asian themed stamp sets or anything, but it's kind of cool what you can use to create. And I want to share it with you. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I just want to make sure that this camera is okay, because I did it kind of spur of the moment there. I think we're okay. So we'll bring that up. If you're joining live, go ahead and say hello and share one favorite thing that kind of came up for you over the holidays. Because I cleaned my table, I think my setup is a little different than usual. We'll just have to go with that. Okay, do you guys remember before the holidays, I had made a promise and gave myself a challenge to complete the little album, which was an all-inclusive kit with all the stickers and everything. So do you guys want to see that? I have it ready. I actually took some of my lazy days and made a memory book of my holidays. So I can't wait to show you that. I'm also going to show you some of the goodies that I bought. That's new product that's coming. Okay, so let's get started with updates. Number one, and then actually, I don't know. Let's start with some bringing my table to the stage here. Let's see if I can figure this out so you can see my table a little bigger. Okay, does that work? Is my table a little bigger there? I feel like the angle's a little weird, but okay. Okay, so let's start with this, and then I'll share some updates because many of you know that I attend Cornerstone Christian Community Church here in Markham. It's just at 9th Line and Donald Cousins for those of you from the area. And good morning. And someone approached me, one of the staff approached me at Cornerstone and said, I've kind of noticed that a lot of our rec programs, because our church, I feel, is kind of unique, that there's really a focus to keep our doors open and welcoming, and people in the community, we want we want to offer events that are like a gift to the community. And so, we have volleyball, basketball, workshops, just different programs, all, parent and taught, like all kinds of different things. And one of the staff approached me and said, I feel like a lot of our rec programs are very sporty or physical. I think it would be really good to have like a crafting portion. So we've been testing out sort of some craft and chat nights. And then recently she approached me and said, I think we should do instructional crafts as well. Because there's people in our church who could teach knitting, who could teach calligraphy, all different things. And I was like, that's a great idea. And so we thought we'd start in January. So this is, if you saw my newsletter, you'll see that I said pop-up things. This is one of the pop-up things because, for me, because I always have stuff on the go and things doing, I'm like, okay, I'll do January. I can just teach a little mini album because I knew I was working on this anyway. So do you remember a couple weeks ago, I showed you the kit, all that was included in the kit. I have all the stickers upstairs. There's so much left over after I've made this, so I can certainly almost make another one. And I'm really happy with the results. So what I'm showing you is an all-inclusive kit. You can just purchase it on the online store. Make sure to choose me as your demonstrator if you don't already have one, because then you'll be on my customer list, and I'd be so grateful for your support. And I have little perks for people who shop with me. And two of those perks coming up is the VIP party. So it is a 2-day virtual kind of paper crafting extravaganza where you will get to see 14 mini classes showcasing different new product every hour, so every couple hours. So access to that VIP exclusive party is just for people who have shopped with me this past year, purchased product, or people who have are on my Team Stick Stampers. Okay, so it's an exclusive invitation only party. So that's an example of one of the perks when you shop with me. So there's no limit. You just have to like order something from me, and then now classes don't count, or if you. Sometimes people come by and they buy a handmade card. That doesn't really count for the party admission, but buying this kit would. So, or any of the kits in my online store. So are you ready to see it? So I'll be sending out the link to join the party to you soon if you shopped with me in the past year or are my Team Stick Stampers already got the link. I see a couple of you on here. So I decorated the front. These are all with like stickers and die cut pieces. So one of the gifts my kids gave me for Christmas was they got a photo all together with Santa, and they got like 3 different poses or whatever. So I thought that was fun. So I put that right in there. But look at, not a lie, you can get this done in one evening. Okay, so if you want to do it and you're afraid you're not going to do it yourself, then just sign up to come to Cornerstone Church on January the 9th. That information is in my e-news, or you just search up Cornerstone Church, Cornerstone Christian Community Church in Markham, and you can register on their events page. Kevin and I went to a Brad Paisley concert. We got our hats. But it was so fun to be able to kind of create this, relive the memories, celebrate the memories. And what was really cool is I may have mentioned I met up with the ladies that I spent 5 weeks in Quebec with when I was doing my French immersion program. We had like a little reunion. And the kit includes stickers in German and French and English. And so for these memories, because I met up with them in December the 6th, in fact. And I put the words in French because it was like our little French experience here, right? So this was the lovely lady that housed me in her home. Her name's Chantal. So when I was doing the program at University of Quebec, I billeted with her. And so we've become friends. So I took her to Niagara Falls and got a Fallsview room so she could check things out. And then this book has little kind of flip out pages. So I just put some other holiday activities that I did. I think journaling is so important. So I put kind of what we were doing, why it was important. And the great thing about a little book like this is anyone can do it. Um, any ages, I feel, could really enjoy it. Oh, this is when my son came home from school. There's like, so he was so proud of his Queen's University jacket, so I had to pull out mine so we could have a moment of bonding together since we went to, well, he's going to university now, but that was the university I went to when I was his age. So, and I love these little pockets that you can decorate, allows you to put more pictures in there. Our Christmas Eve service, candlelight Christmas Eve service. Some other activities. I love the little fold out pages. And this one's even a shaped page. So that's really fun too. Okay, so there you have it. And then another picture of my kids with Santa. So I met my challenge. You guys heard me share that challenge. I met my challenge. I'm very proud of myself. So what crafting challenge do you have for yourself? Maybe you have a lot of supplies and you want to use them. You can come out to Craft and Chat at Cornerstone Church, or you can become one of my VIP Stamp It for Fun club members. We have a Craft and Chat every month. We actually have one tonight where you just grab your stash and you use it. Isn't that great? What a concept. Okay. Other pop-up things that are happening is February the 11th. I haven't finalized it, but let me see if I can switch this back so that I've got a few other things to share, and then we'll craft that Lunar New Year's card. How do I move this? Okay. Okay, I think I'm back, right? Okay, so mark your calendar because February the 11th, I'm planning to do a kind of Galentine's. It doesn't have to be just girls though. It would be a great date evening for someone and their beau and do an activity together. So let me show you what I created. Hang on. There we go. So I think it'll be about $48, $45, something like that. February 11th, you need to register by February the 1st. You'll create a home decor item, or you could always put a photo here. Like you could omit some of these decorations. You could put a photo here or something. It would work great as a home decor piece or a scrapbook page or a gift to someone you care about. Okay, so this all came out of playtime, by the way, over the holidays. I hadn't planned to throw in an extra class, but there you have it. So it's a class you can take to go, or if you want to do it in person, I'm just finalizing. I think I will be at Rouge River Brewery again. So you guys may remember in December, we did Christmas cards at Rouge River Brewery in Markham. The vibe was super cool. People had their drinks. The registration included a drink ticket. So I'm hoping to, we talked before the holidays and decided on February 11th, but then I don't know, I'm the type of person that needs like triple confirmation to make sure we're sure. But even if, I think we'll be at Rouge River Brewery. If not, we'll just do it in my dining room for those of you who live locally. Okay. So that came out of my playtime and I thought, let's do it. Let's have fun with that. I would love to share that project in class with you. So let me know if you're interested. I'll get my registration form updated. So many things to do, so little time. And the other, so that was another pop-up class. The Craft and Chat was another pop-up class. But then on January 1st, I have my appreciation event. So hopefully if you're planning to come, you've let me know because cutting is well in progress over here. And I've got gifts. I've got, the scratch tickets. I've got my little claw machine where everyone's a winner. So that's going to be fun. And there's something else for January. Oh, yes. Bring in the New Year bingo. Okay. That's for everyone in Canada. We're going to be playing a few rounds of bingo for fun. And there'll be prizes of Stampin' Up! Product of your choice. And it's something you can do directly from wherever you are, because we'll be doing it over Zoom. If you live locally and you like the in-person thing and the weather's okay, you can come join me in my craft cave. That's fine. Okay, so it can kind of be a hybrid experience. It's always a blast, and you will get a little crafty project and a kit. So that is the things immediately coming up in January and February. But at the end of February, I have my Creating for Christ event, and it's become kind of an annual event. And I'm excited for this one because something that really touched me over this past year is, I may have mentioned it, Anne of Green Gables. So there's some pretty cool spiritual truths in that book. And so I thought we'd kind of use that as a bit of a theme for Creating for Christ. Okay, so those are some of the events coming up. Don't be afraid to get in touch with me and make sure you're on my email newsletter list. Link in description, because that's where I send out the main news. Okay, let's get crafting. Are we ready? Okay, so let me pull this tabletop up again. Okay, and we are going to try to make a Lunar New Year card. And so what are the key colors, guys? You can tell me in the comments. Key colors for Lunar New Year. Red. And let's see whether we got it here. Red and gold. Okay, so I'm going to get some gold foil. I'm going to get some red. I'll even use a little bit of Very Vanilla. Okay, so let's start creating our card. As I mentioned, there isn't really a Lunar New Year stamp set. So I kind of looked at what I have, and this is the stamp set that I grabbed. Let me grab it for you. This one. And this one. Okay, have you guys seen this stamp set before? The Peaceful View. And you might think, what is that about? That doesn't say Lunar New Year at all. But guess what? When you do something in gold, everything looks great. So let's start by kind of cutting our paper here. Oh, this is the wrong color. Okay, so I'm using Poppy Parade because I felt like the red, it's not a cherry cobbler red, not even really a real red, but I thought Poppy Parade was the right color red that we needed here. So I am going to grab a piece of that. Now, if you've never made a card before, it is so easy. Our cardstock, we have two types of cardstock. This is our milled high quality premium cardstock. It is dyed all the way through. You can see there's no white core, and it is quite heavyweight. So let's get our paper trimmer. So some of the key tools you'll need when you're paper crafting is a paper trimmer. I love our Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer. It is easy to use, and it lasts. Oh my goodness, it lasts. It doesn't, I've had other paper trimmers that broke, after a year or two of use. This one has been going on for so many years. We're just going to cut it at 5.5. So that is going to cut our cardstock in half, and then 4.25, I will score it. So that's another benefit of this paper trimmer, is that there is a scoring blade that allows you to kind of give you that score line to give you a crisp fold. Okay, that's going to be our base. I'm going to create a layer that is 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Oh, that's too short. Hang on. 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches. Okay, so this will be a layer on top. But as someone already mentioned, gold is a big color in Lunar New Year. So let's do a mat in gold. Okay, so we have our gold foil paper here. Isn't it shiny? Okay. Oh, I know. You're right, Katerina. The paper trimmer is amazing. So I'm just these are very straightforward layers. There's nothing complicated about it. I'm just cutting it at 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. Okay. So Lunar New Year cards, gold and red are great colors to use. I'm partial to Poppy Parade because it has a little bit of just, I don't know, a brightness to it or almost an orangey tinge that I feel goes really well with the gold. Can you see that? Okay, already that's looking like a Lunar New Year card, right? Okay, and so this is what we're going to do. We're going to take this piece here. I have so much real estate on my table now that I cleaned it. You don't hear me complaining and things aren't falling like it normally does, okay? Because I was so proud of my cleaning. Oh, and I'll tell you my tip, okay? Every time you join me, you probably will learn something new. My tabletop and my surface had like little goopy little spots on it. You want to know the best way to get rid of it is alcohol. Okay, not the kind you drink, but everything's over on the other side of my craft room because I was cleaning my trimmer with the alcohol. Whoa, the lid was not put back on properly. Okay, there we go. So this is just alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. Okay, so yes, there are like medical reasons to use it. I don't know, but I keep it in my craft room to clean my surfaces. So there you go. It can go back in its home here. I was cleaning my trimmer before. So anywhere you've got these like little bits of adhesive there, my trimmer had little bits of adhesive on it, then you just use the alcohol to clean it off. Okay, just a tip there. Okay, so we're going to take this. This is one of our background stamps. So it's called Peaceful View. I already put the sticker on it. The sticker is clingy on the back. And, oh, see, I'm looking for things in their old home, but because I cleaned everything and rearranged things, everything's in a new home. So I'm going to grab a large background block. Okay, so for the large stamp, you need a large block. So I'm going to put that on there. Pop that on top. Okay. Oh, I was trying to make it straight, but I didn't do a very good job, did I? Okay, so we'll do our best to kind of make it as straight as we can. Okay, so each block has their purpose. So this giant one, this is block F, is perfect for background stamps. Okay, so put that over here. And then I'm going to use my additions toolkit here. Okay, and the Metallics embossing powder. Okay, so it's called the Metallics Wow embossing powder. And you may have had an older version of our embossing powder. I'm going to show you the difference, okay? It could be because the older version of my embossing powder, like maybe these things expire and get old. I don't know. Or maybe this new version is just superior. I don't know. But you get 3 colors in it. There's a gold, a polished silver, and I think this is a copper. Okay, so yes, it's a metallic copper. Okay, so I'm going to be using the gold today, obviously, but it's great that, you know, if you're not sure, then you've got all three colors in one shot. So you just buy the embossing powder and you've got all three colors there. Okay, so let's move that aside. Now, anytime, those of you who don't know about embossing, you're going to be wowed. For those of you that do, just a few tips, okay? You got to have your embossing powder ready. This tray is called the Additions Toolkit. Very useful. It includes what's called an embossing buddy, okay? You should always wipe with the embossing buddy, especially with a stamp like this. I mean, all stamps, it doesn't matter, okay? Because the first time I did it, I forgot to do that, and it just did not have a crisp, clean look at all, okay? So there we go. Okay, it just kind of helps take the static away, I guess. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is, the next thing we need is an ink pad. And so the ink pad that you're going to want to use with heat embossing is the Versamark. Okay, so let's do that. Your Versamark pad should be very juicy, and I just don't know if mine is, but we will try here. Okay, so because it's such a giant stamp, I'm gonna try to really ink it up there. And then I don't want my paper to move around too much, so I'm gonna grab my silicone mat here, and then hopefully that'll help my paper from not moving around as much. The other thing I could do, I guess, is I could adhere it a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to aim and fire. So it's always hard to kind of see. I guess I could do it the other way. Some people do it the other way. And put the paper on top of the stamp so that you can see. Okay. There we go. Okay. How did we do there? Okay, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, I should turn off this light so the giant shadow is on. Okay. So I don't know if you can see that, but you will see it when I put the powder on. Okay, so I'm going to just put this gold powder on and let it stick to that sticky Versamark ink. Okay. And I'm not afraid to pour lots on because I have this tray to kind of catch everything. Okay, so see, I don't know if you can see, but you can see those branches of the tree really nicely. You know why? Because I used the embossing buddy. Okay, true story, true story. The embossing buddy definitely makes a difference. Okay, so this stamp, there's a lot on this stamp because it's a giant tree. Okay, and so with the Additions Toolkit, there are these kind of reverse tweezers, so it allows me to hold it because we're going to heat it up, and that way I don't burn my fingers. Okay, so that looks kind of interesting, but not very golden at the moment. So now before I turn on the heat tool, this is the heat tool, which you will need to do heat embossing. Okay, I want to make sure to get rid of the powder, because if I don't, and the air from the heat tool comes flying out, it will create a very not nice mess. Okay, so let's funnel this in here. Okay. Okay, there's a little funnel, and it allows you to kind of funnel it back in so you can reuse it for next time. Okay, and there even comes like a little brush. Okay, see that? I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's very important to do this. Ask me how I know, because if you don't put your powder away before you turn on your heat gun, and the power of the heat and the air goes flying, all these bits will go flying. Okay, so there you go. Okay, so that's a lot better already. Okay, so let's close this off. And close this lid, and I'm putting everything far away so we don't have any confusion. Okay. Now we're ready for the magic. Okay. Hopefully it'll show on camera. I'm using the heat tool to heat it up. A hair dryer does not work. I'm telling you now. Can you see how it's turning golden? Every time I do this, it's like magic to me. Wait, I'm just turning this off for a sec because I found some powder and I want to get it out of the way. Okay, you must get the powder out of the way. Look at that. There we go. There, that light shows it off a bit better. It was kind of dusty and dark before, and then after you heat it up, bam, look at that. Okay, so I think we're good. I think we got everything. Oh, you got to be careful about these powders. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we're just going to finish up our card. It's really easy to finish it up now. This aside. And adhesive. Also, when I cleaned, I found so many of these lids for my adhesive. It was like so satisfying. Okay. So if you want to make some special occasion cards or certain things, or you're looking for a fun thing to do with a group, I prepare private classes so that you don't have to own all the supplies for everything. I bring it to you, and then you guys get the fun of chatting and creating and enjoying time together. So that's an option as well. If you like gathering, if you like having fun with your friends, and you want me to do all the heavy lifting with the designing and the cutting, definitely reach out to me to do your own private class. Okay, so I think we just need a little sentiment here. So I'm going to grab the Very Vanilla. And I'm just going to take a small strip of it, maybe half of an inch here. Okay, and then we just need a little sentiment. And this is what I discovered. I don't seem to own a Happy New Year stamp. Someone's going to have to go shopping. So instead, I thought maybe I could do like a little celebrate. There's a let's celebrate here on this one, which is the Simply Said, or this one of our new stamps called Banner Sayings. There's a celebrate. So maybe I'll try that and see how it looks. And you know what? It's really fun. There is a coordinating punch with this Banner Saying stamp set. So let's try that. Okay, so maybe I just want to be able to punch it out because it's got a nice flag on it. So I like that. So let's do, or wishing you good things. That's also kind of like Lunar New Year-ish. So let's do that one. Wishing you good things. Okay, hopefully this works with the punch. It is available as a bundle. So when you buy it together, you get 10% off as opposed to buying the stamp set and the punch separately. Okay. And then to coordinate with the paper, of course, I'm going to use Poppy Parade. That's one of the classic things about Stampin' Up! Is that we've got color coordination. So let's stick this here and see whether that works for the punch. Can do that. No, I like this one, I think. Just going to line it up there. Go. You can put. I want to put it in this space here, but I feel like with this. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have stamped it on the other side. Haha. Then the banner can go in the other direction the way that I want. Whoa, visual perceptual skills. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Awesome sauce. Okay, and to continue with our red and gold theme, I'm going to grab this ribbon, which I am in love with. It is our gold striped kind of metallic ribbon. I don't know if you can see it there. I'm just going to take a tiny snippet of it. And just create kind of like a little ribbon on the back. Okay, and then we will pop it up with some dimensionals. See, I have no trouble finding my dimensionals today because they have a home and I know exactly where to get them. Okay, cleaning was very satisfying, I have to say. Okay, we'll put that on there. And what do you guys think? We went from looking at this to this. I think that would work as a Lunar New Year card. What do you think? Tell me in the comments. Thanks so much for joining me today. And I hope that you can find ways to connect with me through hosting a private event, through attending any of my upcoming classes, and of course, through shopping so that you have the supplies to create whatever your heart desires. I think playtime is a really important thing for grown-ups too. And this is my playtime. It helps me relax. It helps me feel proud of myself. There's so many benefits to it. And so I hope you'll continue to enjoy it with me. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. And we'll turn that back on. Have a great week and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Bye.